subscribe, welcome to the stream, like, and yeah, we're doing a multiplayer stream, so I'm kind of busy doing a lot of other things. But I have to do a multiplayer stream, so yeah, this is kind of what we're looking at here. I'm just relaunching TCP dump, and the way you do that is sudo TCP dump -I any -capital A -capital X -B -M UDP port 8090. What I chose for my UDP server. So I've updated my code a little bit. I'm still working on like the interface and the tile sprite map text implementation into this engine. It's starting to be an engine, not just a Blender camera scene UDP server thing. I think I removed the physics in some other classes, and I added build structure cube, counter lock-free concurrency, which doesn't do anything yet, which was supposed to be a science experiment for concurrency to do the multiplayer, multi-threading thing. Because depending on if you're planning it to do C or C++, there's different things you could do for multi-threading for the concurrency. But let's just get into this without having to worry about UI options dialog. We will take a look at, let's see, let's just try to compile this, how I did the UI. Oh no, there's just a boatload of errors. We could run the other one now, or we could fix these errors. Oh, there's no directories. We might have to set up the project. I don't think so though. I could set it up for x64 for fun, but it's already working in 64 bit. All right, so I have like a really basic UI. Yes, I know I could use some more work on it, but I wrote a shader for it, for the buttons. It wasn't the grandest of final project achievements or something. I have some custom shader running on that cube. So if I click the first one, it's like start game. So it removes that menu, that's all it really does. And then it just displays this menu, so you see this pop up, and this does have a sprite. I don't have mouse detection for that one yet. Let's go to our scene here. So here, I have like a giant triangle that's invisible. It kind of goes halfway through the scene. And that's the optimized way, so I don't have to loop through every single quad where I'm placing this. And I could snap this. So the idea is going to be place a cube or a building, and yeah, an RTS game, and then we could do move to. And so that's how it's casting, that's how I knew where it casted right. But what it was doing, it's still doing it. It's making that cube disappear. I could do that cast. But before, it was like all over the place. There's some sort of update error to the OpenGL. It's really annoying. So we have this cube. We do have some sort of weird lag. Let's see if I can see the weird lag. I kind of see it, I kind of don't. There's like a millisecond glitch of lag at a few different spots. I really need to start porting this to Raspberry Pi 0. Yeah, like I felt it, like there was like a little hiccup. Really annoying, but I wonder what it is. It might be that it has to display that and just like, but it should be rendering everything. I don't see any lag when I do this. I just kind of pour it through. It shouldn't. The engine isn't doing anything completely complicated. So yeah, this way the cube will appear wherever I have that cube. And that's the idea, is to make that cube disappear, hit this, make that cube appear, build a cube where this cube was, make it disappear again, hit build. So you're like building structures, and then the structures will pump out units where they are. Yeah, like you can see the hiccup lag like this. When you're like rotate. I wonder if that's a camera issue. It probably is. It's not printing into the screen. For some reason, I think it has to do something with these lines. We can switch shaders. We have 4 shader modes. That's the settings menu, one of the shaders for it. So it looks a little like disorganized and chaotic, but it's actually kind of organized. Kind of. And if I press enter, I should connect to the server. And I connected. And I'm getting stuff. Those cubes are updating. The server isn't executing in physics. So there's another like trace here. It also traces this box through this box, which is like a different trace. Yeah, so it made that cube appear kind of based on where that hit. And it's like still traces are over there. It makes it spawn over there. So that's like the debug building cube. We still have a little test triangle for the intersection, because we can get the intersection of the big triangle and see where it intersected there. And that's how we get the Z coordinate and XY coordinate for where the box is. It's like important. These cubes came from the server. We could spawn our own local cubes, I think, still. Yeah, but they don't do it in physics because we wanted the server to update them. We could change the color. Okay, mouse 4 is like these. Yeah, once it does this many ray traces in the printf here, it lags. And it's lagging because there's another thread sending stuff, so it's really pumping through. Yeah, it just goes almost. But did it change anything on the cube? No, it didn't. Yeah. It should be looping through all these cubes when I cast. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of building all the systems kind of like almost all over the place. Yeah, so that's where I hit it. But I could also make it to where I find out, kind of like this thing, it spawned one of these things. This is where it hit it. Cube. It's actually a cube with a custom shader, so it could show you kind of like, this is where I intersected. That way, if I move something with physics, I could send it to the server, hey, I cast a ray, and it hit this spot with this vector, and it'll update it based on that. Or perhaps, like, the server is doing firing of tanks and whatever, bullets. It can do the same type of physical, the physics. So let's go check our. Oh yeah, we're getting stuff. It's like shit's being sent through the network to the server, which is like Ubuntu running on a Xeon stuff, 64 RAM, NVIDIA 970 video card. Yeah, so we're getting these packets. It should be sending it state update packets. So it's updating like, oh, here's just like physics state of all these cubes, random. And it'll also send in packets of where I clicked. So let's run another client. And it obviously won't have what this client has yet. That's the thing. I don't have like a create cube bit. That's why I was making that whole trace where the cube is thing, where you're going to place it. I mean, we could place it straight down the middle, like down the middle, or like this, but hey, just build it right there. But I wanted it to where like the mouse, this is the virtual mouse. The virtual mouse would do a trace or a ray intersection cast onto a triangle intersection. If that makes any sense. Mathematically, it's line versus triangle. And we're still getting this like jank somehow. We switch cameras. Yeah, so those two cubes spawned off the server. So we need to send like a command, like just spawn a cube or something and add it to the server. How are we gonna do that? First we need to look at the client code and get really pissed off. No, we need to use thoughtful thinking or something. I know I had all this open and I had thoughtful thinking of how I was going to write another shader loader class and maybe a reloader, hot reloader. And we do have a shader loader class here. But the other one was going to be like, so I can implement text and write it in lower level shader. Yeah, so mouse 2 sends a packet. Let's trace. Let's hunt down what mouse 2 does. So it'll be a mouse button callback. And I have these like calling other mouse callbacks because then like main menu can get it, build key structure can get it. And based on what the game state is, I'll have less of these being called. And the game state's pretty simple right now, so those are kind of like the Uber parents of a lot of stuff. Because like main menu will also pass it to the other ones. So it can have like a hierarchy type structure without using object-oriented structure, and it's just every like UI element could have its own class and just be as simple as possible. But still, like it'll call the global OpenGL context and interact with like the API of the OS through GLW. Okay, so when the second mouse button is clicked, which is the right mouse button. And I need to list some books that I'm referencing here. Like the links are not all updated in my description, but whatever. Yeah, so there's this article about line trace, triangle trace. So obviously, like the first thing you do is like, oh, the mouse has to do it, and then we cast a trace, a line versus a triangle. And this can also be used in physics and some other applications. It's like a really popular function. And I wrote like 3 of them. I need to like clean some stuff up. So I got raycast from mouse unprojected, which seems to be working. Then I got raycast from mouse here. So different cameras are casting different types of mathematical rays, which is not that good. Like one can be the optimal one, the optimized one. And it creates stuff. Creates cubes that look like lines. Let's see. So, which one's the one that creates a call to the network? It just calls the client graphics or client UDP class. Well, one of those classes. That way it's like sort of organized and just segmented into different peripherals, or whatever you call it. I should have like spent a few days, but like fixing that and adding that, and just kind of jumping the gun here. Here we go. I think it's mouse 1 that does it. Yeah. Mouse button left. So when it does a mouse button left, it gets the client ID that it got from the server or something like that. It's really simple for now. The selected cube ID is 1, which is bad. Because in some sense I'm going to need to draw a rectangle for a selection grid, do a custom selection for the units. But first I just need to get like the buildings built and synchronized. So I'm doing it kind of like I'm building the netcode first as I'm building the rendering and the game itself. And so this is a move command. So let's predict that we might get rid of this later. Mouse 1 can be a move command. So we'll just copy paste this and then send message UDP queued. It's basically they send us over the network. Now there's a little problem here. I'm just going to state the obvious. What if the server doesn't get this message because of packet loss? It's UDP and it's unreliable. Because when you see this, what it really does is it just does a send to and just throws it into the trash can. And if you miss, it can miss. It just depends on like how good you're connected to the server. But in UDP world, there's a bunch of traffic and stuff. It'll just like throw your packet into the trash. Not the trash can you're aiming for, but on the floor. It'll just land on the floor because there's too much wind. That's kind of the analogy here. And yeah, that's what happens when you do this. Like, you won't get an error. You won't know that it was an error. I mean, you can get an error. And if you do get an error, you should just do it again. If you don't get an error, maybe you should do it multiple times. Or maybe you should get a message saying, hey, what you've done is complete. So you kind of need an ACT packet here for what I'm trying to achieve. So the way we're going to try it first is not have an ACT packet. We're just going to like write that piece of code into mouse 2 and hope for the best here. Yes. We should wrap it, right in the class. We could put it into the build structure class. But it's already doing some stuff. It's doing the trace. So whenever somebody just uses the mouse, practically, it does a line trace every frame. And I would like to trace the program and see where that hookup is. That's going to be my other thing. How do I profile this? Because some of these functions are kind of, it seems, not very optimized. It could be GLM's fault. It's like not using SMD instructions, but I'm just going to put this I want to put create or spawn. Create, spawn, packet, sender. Okay, this will be our base class. We might get rid of, okay, this will be code, deploy, send, new box. Now this is the big thing I'm thinking about. Okay. And just make it a little easier. I should kill the server because I will need to code it. I don't know if I can even do all this today, but this can take hours upon hours, and I gotta go to sleep soon, so I am already contemplating that I will not be able to achieve this and cut this short, but it gives me the, we'll see the basic idea here. TCP dump, keep it running on, let's just let it sit there. This we will kill. It's running threads, but it shouldn't be memory leaking. How do I get like all the output? I forget it. So bad at using the PS command. Like, I don't feel like that's all the process is. It's usually like a really large list. And it's like I kept procrastinating. Somehow, sometimes I just know, like, oh yeah, this shit, top. Okay. That looks a little bit more, oh, I knew it was capital A. There we go. Yeah, that satisfies me, okay. So I have to do, type. Just like this class is basically like a structure. It's like it's like writing like a complicated function. But just like this is the most annoying part of it. Like setting up a default, and it's like all of a sudden you have to like do all these if defs. Okay, and then we know our main function is going to be send new box. Now we're going to probably get parameters in this thing. Like we'll hit mouse too, right? So we might as well override right away. Mouse call. And just put it in here. Mouse button callback. Right. Actions button, blah blah blah. Yeah, let's just take the whole thing. This is where I was going to set up app options dialog, and the first thing I tried to set up is vsync, but I need to set up full screen, different resolutions, and volume. Like I want to make it very basic for then later set up like more advanced stuff like do borderless drawing and advanced drawing stuff. But don't do it. Okay, so we got that. Next we need to like actually put in all the code. Still be in there somewhere. Maybe like a lot of fun here once like things work a little bit. Create this. Then what we need is a global context of this thing. It's like a super global of it. And it'll be a pointer. And we can instantiate in two ways. We can just do it here. That way I have to like have a variable elsewhere. It kind of saves a variable, but it's kind of bad because you could create two sometimes if you're not like the, here we put the extern so other stuff can access it that includes the save file. It's kind of useful because like it allows other stuff to access it all over the place. It just includes the H file. And it just kind of, yeah, well, let me see. The thing that has a good code for this is the sprite editor. Because like a lot of times I'll just write the Linux equivalent. Because GLW supports Linux, but it's like a lot of the functions like directory listing, you have to do like API calls for that. You can't just use fopen. I mean, you could just try, but you would have to know the names all statically. And I was like, no. I wanted to just take everything in this directory and just throw it into the texture. So it has some sort of asset already capabilities. Asset scanning and importing, just like, oh. Which will make it so people can modify the game, but what am I going to do? Embed everything? I could. But I mean, if you do that, you might as well like have a simple system just to like code. Yeah, I didn't do the sound yet. I was going to ask somebody about that. Okay. I don't know why I'm opening these. Yeah, like obviously writing an OpenGL loader is just time. Even for the 3MA thing too. Even GLTF, it's just gonna take time. I just want it to be like cubes, like little cube soldiers fighting in like cube buildings and make the game like fun without having to have graphics. It's not gonna work, I know that. But if I can get it to work and have Steam as a library include, like if I can go into settings, like enable Steam, and also have my own backend. That's actually the too much work thing. Adding graphics is even easier than that complication. Yeah, so we also have like curl, and then it'll need like, so it has a web calling API library thing enabled already. What it's going to need is also a TCP, maybe, or it can just do TCP through curl, which is more laggy because So there is a sprite class here that I tried to use, but it seems that it got like not right. Yeah, this sprite atlas loader. So in this sprite atlas loader, there was a combination of like low on sleep and AI generated buffoonness, with buffoonness of me just like, oh, I know what I'm doing. And something was just funny. The other one I made, like, I had like memory issues, but then I fixed it and I was like, it should be a little better than this one. But that's why I kind of wanted to do it. It was like reattempt, reattempt doing the same exact thing. Why? Because you really get the code cleaned up. It's almost like the AI allows you to like spare yourself 2 years of Googling. So I could also start Googling stuff, and then I integrate it with the way the AI did it and the way I would do it. And I've done this type of code before. Like a lot of people have done like string parsing, and string parsing is like a string class is a really important one to do. Like people keep mentioning that. This is what I wanted. Yeah, so this is the reason you kind of do this, is because stuff like this, it's just like static-y, constant code. Like for this pragma orange thing, you just don't want it on Linux, but you want it to look like this. You want your H file to look like this, except for this little error. And obviously this H file needs a few includes, like first we need GLFW and I think glue. Glue. And then let's include our third main contestant. What's the third contestant? There's always a third contestant. There's like 3 of them that are always needed. Oh yeah, GLM. Not always though. IO stream and string and vector. I don't know. Like I feel like we're gonna need vector. C string. Let's try to go minimal as possible, because minimal is good too. All right, so we have this. Let's write the callback. Let's write the mouse function. I'll just cheat and look in here to get some of the mouse function going. The way I did it, it's gonna spawn it to wherever the cube is, right? That's where we want to send it to, I guess. That would just make a lot of sense. That'll make our lives easier too. I have to do something like spawn it from the middle of the camera. We could do that too. Like I can make it a cross function. Pump in the this. I can check for a key. I don't need to do a process input or a key callback, even though that's the right way of doing it, because it's like the sequence. But it's also kind of not right, because you're wasting more call stack. You're like just having code everywhere, check other code. It's not very efficient. I think I already have some sort of problem with that. And there's also, I think the main thing that I'm having a problem with is the fact that I'm calling GL buffer too much. Way too much, yeah. Like, why am I GL data buffering everything like this? It's bad. It's very, very bad that I'm doing it like this. But that's because when I add a cube, I needed to do that. Now that's okay when you're adding. When you're updating though, you should be using GL subwoofer data. Yeah. Alright, what do we want from this? We wanted some sanity in... We'll press a mouse button, and it doesn't take us to the right place because Visual Studio is so advanced, and I updated it, I think, and it doesn't work anyway. Oh, we love Visual Studio for Windows users, and we love Xcode for Mac users, just by the sheer fact of indoctrination and mind control, and even with the mind control aside. So that speech is over, so we have to say, well, there's going to be another one in here. Build cube structure. You could actually abuse this. We will have G mouse. Okay, we don't need this crap. If the mouse button that's pressed is middle, the mouse button that's pressed is left. I'm not going to need any of this. Even though it is doing other stuff. See what it does when we press the left mouse button. We might get an error. If we do, I'm just going to say no. I mean, yes. Okay, what happens when we press left mouse button? Oh, it just spawns a line. Okay, that's fine. Creates a little bit of lag. Yeah, I need an FPS counter here and a graph. Just a performance thing here. That's the other thing. It's like you get into all these like micromanaging things. And if you press the third button, okay, that's really bad how that is. And there was some lag right there. Maybe it's because of the computer too. It was running on stuff. Okay, if you press the bottom one, it disappears. If you press, yeah. So I have a little bit of UI functionality kind of already, and then it goes through this. Okay. What was it going to do? Oh. Okay, get the virtual mouse button location. Blah, blah, blah. So I'll just go to the next step. The next step is create this class. Oh no, we forgot. We did need something from here. We needed to when you click the left mouse button. Okay, this is the left, this is the right. Okay. So I'm like not getting smart from this somehow today. Oh, I'm not being smart. Alright. Got the focus of being way too human or AI smart aside. Go back to the create packet class. I think we're gonna maybe implement it with build cube class. Let me take a look here. Now, so when it casts this, the cube class, do we have a tracker here? I think we do. And we do have a mouse callback function here. Yeah, so we could insert it right into here. That way they kind of work together without having to insert it into the main file. That way it's a little like taking the workload off the main file. Alrighty then, and then go to our spawn cube packet class. Add that. Oh, I clicked the thing code. Okay, this is all mad. Let's make the file like not mad at us. If we click the left mouse button, create a new cube. Let's add parameters: float x. X, float Y, float Z, if I can type right. That will still give us errors. So first let's get rid of the move command error. It's not going to be a move command. let's take a look at common multiplayer. This is like the main file we're going to be like working with across everything. And I have more code for this. That's the problem. I'm trying to not put more code into this file and keep these structures as little as possible. And that's like a problem because you're like fighting yourself, which is good. Put more code into it, recode it, put more code into it, recode it. And it's hard because you don't want to recode this file because it's on both ends. And when you recode this file, you end up with like debugging for hours of what went wrong. Because all the other stuff is like, oh, these stupid graphics find errors. And they're not even that stupid. They're like pretty intense sometimes. But then when you get errors with this one, it's terrible. It's like exponentially more terrible than the other stuff. And it seems like the simplest thing. Okay, what we want, let's send it a game state. Do we ever send a game state? I think we do. What do we send as the client just to like make the server care that we live? I don't know, there might be another way to do it. I think I'm doing it wrong. That's why I'm coding it like this, so I can have a way to just strip out the multiplayer and put it back in. And still have like the courage to test it daily. Alright, so yeah, like we set up some options. We can make it non-blocking if we wanted to. There's a thing called set stock option. We also set the stock option to be high priority packet, which doesn't matter for a lot of stuff, but locally on Wi-Fi it does matter. Sounds bullshit, like crazy game state. If we get a game state packet, then it creates a cube. But that's if we get it from the server to us. But if we send one from us to the server, then the server has to check authoritative logic. All right, if the client is running, it's the client sending thread. Set a packet type of game state of a cube, position 551, highlight blah blah blah. This is a really bad packet to send. Do you know why? I'm gonna say why. Because of the size of this packet. We're sending way too much crap just to kind of like keep ourselves awake. We're like lifting 50 pounds just to say hello, and yeah, and carrying it across the room every time. So we'll have to fix this in future, or we change it now, or add some special parameters or something. Still though, this is like, I'm comparing, because I wanted to use this packet right now. So let's get rid of that error. Let's put in include common multiplayer, or a multiplayer common. Common multiplayer. Why isn't it? Okay, there it goes. IntelliSense finally figured it out. Let's put in the build structure cube, because I'm going to cross-reference these two things. They always have to cross-reference each other and kind of like connect them together. And we'll take this class, put it in here. And I have a saved version on 10 here. I will have to make a new server version. So this is where I might cut it up short. Because like today, this is like more of a brainstorm here. Like, let's just get this to compile. What can we send though? There's nothing we can send. We could send impulse command. We can't send join request. This for something else. We could send move command. How is move command being used? Move command is something else though, obviously. Well, we could just send game state with some special parameter. It's already encoded. What is this crap? Oh, notes. Alright. So this is sending move command. Really what we want to send. Where does it get this crap? UDP client class. What kind of freaking crap is this? The UDP client class doesn't extern this, does it? I think it's already included within that build cube structure command. No, or not. Oh, it is. Okay, so what we need to do is include it here. It's a networking / detection UI command. Just create spawn packet sender thing. What we're making. Include this. And that should satisfy the get client ID function, which we need. That's like the most important thing here. Yeah, so it does. Are we going to use it though? I don't know. Because if we look at this command, we want to send the game state, client ID. Oh, it is. It's the owner ID. So if the command is cube, let's copy this. We will send the position. We won't send the velocity. We'll tell the render type to be like 100 or something. So this command will be annihilated. This will be a state command. Something's wrong, but whatever. Just put this in. Object ID. Yeah, we might have to keep that as cubes that size for now. Like, this is a major fix me. Have a cube state to game play state thing map translator coordination class. Yeah, it's like a complicated thing to explain that. Like the cube it selects, and the cube it creates may not even have this ID really. This is kind of like a guess. The server is going to know what it should be. The client should just get this back. On the client, it could be like -1 or some special value or something. It's a special allocated value, pre-allocated by server. So then when the server sends it back, it tells the client, hey, this is going to be this really. And the client's like, oh, you know about this cube now that I've generated or this structure. Cool. Okay. So this new cube thing, we're gonna need to like embed the other class within this class, or we'll just get its global context. let's just do that real quick. We'll get these coordinates in there. Build structure cube has its global context here. And what we need to do is wherever it's casting, it doesn't have it though. Placement position. It's a network 3. Oh wow. Okay. It does have it. Let's just throw this in there. So the packet center class the pointer place command position. It doesn't know where it is yet though. This, we have to take this crap, make sure it calls our mouse. Kind of confusing, probably to somebody watching this. I'm trying to explain here. And we're just gonna like pass this into that, so we don't have to do it in the main file. Here, we have to take this, just say something funky. Again, create packet center. We have pointer. It's a really like stupid name. Now that I like them doing all this, but I knew that something like this was going to happen anyway. Usually the first round is kind of, but it just can't be that global one because it's already like going to throw it in there once this new is called. Because that'll create the global one and make sure it's not null. Actually, we need to set it to 0. It's a good point. We got it. It's always good to like do this. Like set it to 0 or null. Null is not always around on Windows. I noticed you have to include something like std or something for it to be around. But it's the same value as 0. Theoretically, who knows? But I don't see a system where null is like 0. Alright, 0. Let's fix this state command, stupid thing. Why is state command not defined? Or it's command state? Game state. That's what it's called. State command. We could add a state command and a game state command, but it'll make things confusing here. Okay, so this is not a move command anymore. Not a cube. It's going to be size of cube, not move command. As we see here, we have this class called cube that's being packed. And we have a class called move command. And this is what we're taking the size of. We could use a move command, because technically the cube is just like at this location, and this is our player ID. It would work too. Use a move command. Like if the object ID unsigned in is like the maximum value, then it's not a move command, it's really a create structure command. And anything minus the top IDs is basically the structure ID. And later it gets changed to the object ID. That would be a little better. Okay. But it might be a little better just to create a different message header type. So we already have this thing. Why is this still not happy? Maybe we just forget to copy paste. Yeah, make sure the pre-declaration is right. Okay. Why is this not happy? Build structure cube. Extern G structure cube. Create spawn. Placement position. There's no member. Placement underscore position. Maybe I spelled it wrong. Alright. Seems a little happy like that. Let's just copy paste everything. Now I have to double check if this placement position is ever being used. I don't think it's being set at all. Now let's first set this placement position to something, just so it's not set to like -1, some weird like abstract value. I believe I didn't even code that yet. Because this class does all this stuff, so that's why I didn't want to use it for the same thing. Yeah, it's not. I'll figure out why that thing is lighting up. Probably because it's not included. We'll set this to 0.0f. Copy paste this. Visual Studio actually did it right. I'm so surprised. It's like, I like using Notepad++ for that reason. And Notepad. Like, it's just like the alternative. Okay, why? Yeah, okay. So we take build structure cube, stick this in there, and actually create spawn underscore packet sender. Should be fine. Just misspelled it. Oh, it was happy for a second there. Nope. I misspelled something. Find the wrong file. Yeah. No, I'm in the 10th file. Yeah, this is wrong file. Yeah, this is wrong file too. Just need to copy this. Undo all this. Oh no. This is the problem of having two multiple clone projects side by side with this. Okay, we know we have to do that too. Save this as that was a little my bad, but whatever. Haven't had that happen in a little while. Okay. That should be happy now. Then we can kind of actually cheat here. Well, still feel like getting this wrong. This just has to be like this. That's the nice thing about doing it like that. Okay. G underscore P. Create spawn packet class equal to. Not equal to that. Okay, that works. Let's go back there. Inaccessible. Yeah, I forgot to do one key thing here. Whoops, sorry. Just make all this public. Stupid public and private. It won't even do anything for like multiplayer. You have to like write your own public and private of what other players can do. Okay, this is the other one we don't need. Okay, so we'll call the mouse. Okay, it'll call the mouse now. When we press left button, it'll send this packet. Let's actually do the position here. It's kind of pointless. We did all this work for no reason. We might as well put in the right XYZ in here. I don't know why I have this here. Why it says error. It's kind of misleading. It just ate the characters. Formatting problems. Alright, so that's formatting. You just need a unique identifier. Just like make this a 100. Whatever. Something just went all crazy wrong. Oh, I love it when this happens. Okay. Pile. Okay. My idea was there, but I think what I did, I put it in the other one. So I have to erase it. Did I? Yeah. I don't want that there. Okay. It would be a little safer to make sure it's allocated or it's not null. Like it was set to 0, so if it's not set to 0, it means it exists. Or it kind of exists. And by the time the main engine instantiates, it doesn't allocate any graphics, so we don't have to worry about its order. Like this has to be in a certain order added to the system. Same thing with like textures and shaders, like and things like images loaded, fonts. This is just like the network was already instantiated by them. Oh no, it wasn't, because you have to connect. But yeah, you would have to kind of worry about that. Like if you're like not in play game state, you don't want to do this, but you won't get penalized really. You could pick up the system though. Just have to fix errors really fast. We'll just do the send portion for that. I'm going to go into the server and change it. Yeah, so like 740 can. Just run it. We'll see the packet here. We'll know we got it. Create spawn packet sender undefined. What the hell? we're talking about. Something is very unhappy. There, jail and food before glow. Yeah, something was just pissed. Can't even scroll this, felt like lag. Why is it sending me to this file? The Visual Studio lost its crap. Okay, so the error is GLFW3 is included before glue, I believe. And that's what causes that really crazy looking, right? I guess. It's like one painting that. Yeah, so. Don't know why we're getting an error in a file that's like not in a project. That's really bad. Is it crazy? What the fuck? Let me clean it. He's like, no way. That'll be funny if it compiles, huh? You didn't, but I should actually take a look at these stupid errors. It's like, go to definition, just tells you it's smoked out. Because wave beneath the tree. That was it. So that's the second mouse button. Let's load up all our terminals here. Guess we'll put this one here. This thing. Just do that. Because I don't want to click anything yet. That's the thing, it's like mostly Spending good time window dragging. Okay, this one we might not need right now. We could use that one too. That one's the wire shard capture. Alright, here's a server, so let's connect. Press enter. I like the game state being sent. Okay, mouse to click. You can't even see it because it's so fast. What I could do is kill the thread. Or you just spam a lot. It's not a lot compared to what it's spamming. I think it's out spamming. There's no way I could out spam that. I need to clean up some of this code because there's like errors that like aren't really errors being printed. It's bad. And it's still sending it crap? Is it this is the server sending it? I guess. Maybe it's the client that it's terminated. What if we kill this? Stop sending shit. That's interesting. To look into how that's working. Because it needs to like figure out that the client like is there, but it terminated the program. Either the server or the client. They you upkeep, keep alive, packets, act keep alive. Not like big ones like TCP, but just kind of like, hey, this client control deleted his program on purpose. So to avoid detection of him being disconnected, can you please like let him not receive more traffic from the server to save us? Because that would suck. Your Google server just sends a bunch of spam to somebody. I'm just reading this for a second. All I need to find is like one printf, and if it's not there, I'll figure it out tomorrow. But basically, do it like this. Yeah, Explorer is slow. It's just like it's tired because of all the crap open. That. Probably here. It's alt tab and alt tab back in. Well, I'm just gonna find this. Is this in the log file? Like, did it get this far? So if we got this far, it should have sent a packet. Think how many times I click. No. No. You're serious. Try this. Yeah. Now I have to drill into why that is. I'll just do a super fast check and then I won't even connect. I'll just press it. The faster way is also to do this. Set a breakpoint right there. And it never hits this code. Why? Why is it so laggy? Damn. It's like enter the other menu. No, it's not gonna help. Yeah, it did do it now. It didn't do it before. I don't think so. Maybe it was because I was just not in the menu. Oh wow. Very slow sometimes. Oh, it's because of this. It's like telling me, or pausing it. Let's just try that only one more time. So how did it skip this? I don't get that. Oh, it's not running in the debugger. There. Okay. So when it's not in build mode, apps in build mode, what the hell? That's weird. They had it last time. What the hell? Yeah, there's mysterious stuff going on. Send to failed. So much hate for this. Wow. Okay. Yeah, one more time. Just... Yeah, it exists. It'll hit this, then I'll hit that. Then we should send it to the queue, right? Yeah, button is left, which is 1 or something. Is it 1? What is left? It's button 2, right. Oh, that is right. Why do I have it as left? It's stupid. So what's it left? Just messed that up. That's what sends it. Just have the button on it somehow. I need to go to list. Yeah, here we go. I mean, if I had the whole night, just get this out better, but. Oh, I love what it says. Exception thrown kernel-base.dll. Cool. So, we figured out a little bug. The bug is change the right to left. All right, I'm gonna do this later. Maybe tomorrow, but build structure, build cube. I built a cube. Oh, it's in this crate spawn thing, right?